good boy Reno. Well, not really good boy because he commits atrocious acts, heinous crimes, but he's still our boy. Let's take a look at Reno's red head. So, as we can see, it's still pretty scrawny looking, kind of, but it does look much healthier as this, whatever this is in the original artwork. So weird. But he has the motorcycle or whatever it is goggles, the flight goggles, or pilot goggles. His hair in the before crisis face shot is way wild, and he doesn't have the his, how is it called, the tail, the hair tail, ponytail thingy. But the strands are about alright. He has 1, 2, 3 main strands. He also have 1, 2, 3, and the right one is a bit thicker here. That's also true. And he looks pretty close to the Advent Children version. And he also has this earring on the right, also our right, here as well. Not in the Before Crisis version though. Maybe he got it later. Now, the Turks in the original have, in the artworks, a blue. Well, in the model too, but in the artworks they have a really blue suit. It's still blue, but it's very dark blue in the field models. Now, for the remake, they opted for completely black suits, which I don't really mind, because the Turks, black suits, that's okay. They do evil stuff anyway. So, now, compared to previous iterations, well, not really. In the original artwork and the 3D model, he does have quite the long V-cut here from his shirt. Also kind of similar here in Advent Children, but a bit less overt. Same as here in the Before Crisis. But here he shows very much chest. Milk chest, no hair. But there's some self-shadow missing here. There is a little bit of self-shadow here. But here, this is just bothering me. This here. It's just weird, bright spot. No idea what it is. So, but let's get rid of this one and this one, because those aren't really of any importance. There are a few differences in his outfit. He has pockets here, pocket parts. He has a shoulder part that is a little bit more rigid, as we see later. But his stick, his baton, is pretty much on point. And he has this weird little thingy here. I think in this screenshot you can't really see it that well here. But it's a red button with the white Shinra logo on top. So I don't think it's materia, but I do think it's a special button that activates the electricity in here, probably, or something else, probably. I don't know, because he doesn't press it when attacking Cloud in the footage. So who knows? But that's for another video. Anyway, he also still has the red stripes, the red markings on the side of his eyes. We can also see that in Advent Children here. And in no, not this one. And in Before Crisis. But all in all, it's still our Reno. Although here in the 3D model, the spikes all stand up right to the sky, and here less so. Alright, next up is here, a little bit closer. You see that the spikes, the hair spikes, are distributed in all directions. And here you can actually see it. this one here. The Shinra logo, here's the little triangle thing on top. Shinra within this square on the standing on the tip. And red. It's just a button. So there's not much else to say. Maybe the eye color, which is kind of green in the original, and here it is more grayish green, maybe? Could be. Anyway, next or last, while fighting with Cloud or against Cloud. Here you can't see that well, but here his shoulder part, which is a little bit more rigid, more rigid material, it does get pushed up when he lifts the arm, which causes him to look like he has some horns on the shoulder. That's just because of the rigid structure of his suit or jacket. Also, there are additional stripes here, possibly more pockets. And here we see also parts of the shoes, which are probably the same elegant ones as he dons here in the original, just more black and probably more shiny. And yes, his stupid ponytail here, held together by this tiny metal ring probably, which goes all the way down to his butt cheeks. Yes, Reno also looks like a twig. Definitely, but he's not about strength, he's about nimbleness and fights quickly and evades all the time, so he doesn't really need to be strong per se, which Tifa kind of needs to be, being a brawler. But Reno does have some monk capabilities, as we've seen, like this roundhouse kick and some things like that. He can do some fights. Rude. Now, Root has a similar suit, but not exactly the same. As you can, in the original, he did have the same suit, just buttoned up and with a tie here. But here in the remake, he has those two stripes around the lower arm. He has 4 manchette buttons and 2 rings around the knee part. I don't know why, but I kind of dig it. And also buttons here on the front, kind of like President Shinra's jacket. That's about it. The original and Advent Children and Crisis Core on the left all don't have those additional details. Now, he also had 2 or 3 earrings. Let me quickly get my tool here. Make sure here and here. But in the original he had much more on his right eye, or left eye from his perspective. Yeah, that's about it. Now what we can also see is his glasses here from the side, which is different here in Advent Children because it's silver or metallic in between. Here in Crisis Core it's black. In the original it also seems black. It's hard to see though. But in the remake, here it also seems bright, like silver, metallic as well, like in Advent Children, probably the same make and model. We don't see much of his earrings here, but we'll see them later. Now, the original render artwork and 3D model both had this handkerchief here. We don't see it here in Advent Children, but let's check the next one here. Yeah, it's pretty much the same as Advent Children, but here the remake also has this bright silver rim around the glasses themselves, which the Advent Children version does not have. I guess it's rimless, so to speak. But other than that, it's pretty much accurate. He does look a little bit pale here in this light, but it's probably just the lighting. Now, let's get rid of this one and this one to get a better look on his... Oh yeah, he does have a handkerchief, just not a white one, but a purple one, or lilac, probably. Anyway, Rude has a rim in the remake. He didn't have a rim before in the AC, which makes sense in a meta commentary way. I wonder if anyone gets that. I hope at least one person gets that. So, here in the original yep. Now, here we see it a little bit better. The left, it's an open earring with a bud. Earbud, I guess, do we call it? Or the stud? I don't really know how we call this little thing here. Looks like he has the same here in the original artwork. He has also two things in his ear, two attachments. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here are 5 rings. In the remake there are only 4. 3 batches, and the one has 2 at the same place. Yes, 2 at the same place, 4 in total. So that's 1 deviation from the original. Although the eyebrows kind of look similar here. They are a little bit longer in the remake, but the way they poke out of the sunglasses, pretty nice. Yep. As well as his bald head, pretty much the same. And the expression, pretty much the same. And the stubble and the beard, pretty much the same. Nice. But in Crisis Core, which was 5 years ago, he didn't have a beard. This looks strange. Actually strange. Actually strange. Look at this. So, instead of a white undershirt, Rude has now a dark violet or dark purple undershirt with a very dark purple tie with some pattern on it that shines more than the fabric underneath does. It's pretty nice. I'm not sure if I can find this kind of tie. I hope so. And it also seems that his jacket is not quite black. It's also has a tiny little hint of purple. You see the shoes. Pretty normal, plain shoes. Nothing special. Just trousers. Trousers, no rings. Ah, but here he has also the same. You see it here? The same stripes, the same pocket stripes as Reno has, and probably Rude too. No. And he has center buttons. 2 buttons here to hold it together. While Rude has... It looked like he had buttons on the side. More on the side, not just in the middle. But I could be wrong. And then also a tie, but a white shirt, like Reno underneath. And a black tie, I guess. Might have also slight purplish or rubrum, I think it's called. Just something of a red tint, like just real slightly. And also here this a pocket strap, or possibly? No, it's a strap. It's not a handkerchief. It's too small for it. Other than that, just plain old suit. All right, let's go back to this one. Now, it's interesting that his field model doesn't have the dot on his forehead, and I keep forgetting how it's called. For some, I think that's it. he also has an earring butt thingy here. An ear knob. Doesn't look like the Crisis Core version has it. The original also doesn't have it, so this is probably something new. The rest is pretty cool. The eyes, the eyebrows look kind of same angle. The suit is practically the same, just a different color. Shoes are practically the same. The song is really well made, definitely.